welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a really special little video. I'm going to be doing a question and answer and a small little tutorial video. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to it. Just make sure my hair's all out of my face. That worked. Okay, so what I'm going to do is going to answer a few questions about skincare. So for me, I have quite combination skin, so these products won't necessarily work for everyone, but if you do want to give them a try, they're not expensive products, they're quite cheap, and yeah, I'm just going to talk you through them. So my first question comes from Emily, and she asked, what type... That's not what she asked. She asked, do you use a certain type of skincare? I'm not like massively into skincare yet. Have recently started getting into it just because I've seen like a lot of improvement in the products that I use. And yeah, so the first thing that I do for me is I go in with this, which is the Drops of Light from the Body Shop, and it's a resurfacing liquid peel. Yeah, it comes out like a gel, and then all I do is take this and I'll just pop it onto my problem areas. Look at my hand. All this dry skin that's on your face and on your nose, like it just kind of like gets it off. Like, I know that's so gross, but like that's all my dead skin and ew. And I would just go ahead and wipe that product off. And I just find now that when I apply my like foundation, it doesn't really like cling to the dry skin on my face. Products that I use on a regular basis, I'll use this, which I got in my glossy box. They're amazing. They send you new products every month and you pay like a certain amount, and yeah, so I got this from Glossy Box, which is the Avant Rose Papaya Vitamin B5 Proline Alanine Papaya face exfoliant. So I just pop this on before bedtime, just to exfoliate my skin before I go and put my moisturiser on before bed. I also like to use something from the Avon. This is the Clear Skin Charcoal Mask. Now I know that everyone's not into charcoal masks because sometimes they can be quite harsh on your face, but this for me is my go-to product. Like, I put this on and in the morning skin feels so much better. This has helped me so much with clearing up my skin. I don't really suffer from like bad skin anyway. Like, I've never like really had any breakouts or anything, touch wood. Yeah, this is really good for that. So this is just a normal charcoal mask, it's a wash off one, and this is really good. Other products that I like to use, I like to use this Enu Clean. I think this is an anti-aging one. I don't know why I've got an anti-aging one, but this is a cleansing balm, so I use it to take off my makeup some days. It's really good for like really tough eye makeup and stuff. Like when I've done an eyeshadow look, I just bang this on my face, it takes it all off. And this is like a balm, so it's like hard inside, but when you apply it to the face and it warms up, it turns into like an oil, and then it lathers up once you put hot water on it. Not hot water, we don't want to burn, warm water. Which brings me to my next question, which is from Courtney, and she said, what are your go-to products for natural days? So for me, like if I'm going out somewhere, then I'll put on a moisturiser and a primer. I like to have something on my face, so a moisturiser and a primer, and I'll just go out and go about my day. But if I was going to go for skincare throughout the day, I would probably use these two things. They're by Revolution, they're amazing. So this one is a water lily and aloe vera soothing face mask. So if any redness is on your face, this will get rid of it. Like, it's so good. I think I got it from ASOS. Did I get it from ASOS? Maybe I got it from ASOS, maybe I didn't. I know that they're available on the Revolution Beauty website, so just log on to there. I think there's an offer at the moment and it's like 3 for 2, so value. The other one that I would use, and this is probably the one that I would use most, is the Nourish and Glow face mask from Revolution. This is honey and oatmeal, and it smells incredible. Oh, it just smells unreal. And this is really good for just adding like a little bit of glow to your face. Both of these are face masks, so pop them on, leave them for 10 to 15 minutes, and then wash them off, and they leave you with a really nice glow. Now, if you was here for my last video, you would obviously know that my go-to moisturiser is the SPF 20 Day Cream from Lacura. It's an Aldi's brand, and honestly, it works a miracle. So as I'm going to pop my makeup on in a second, I'm going to pop this on my face now, and then we'll jump into makeup. Okay, so now I've moisturised my face, I'm going to go ahead and add my primer. So again, the product that I'm using is the Revolution Conceal and Fix. This is a really good mattifying primer, probably not the best for dry skin, but I do try and avoid my nose area when I put it on. So yeah, I'm just going to go apply this all over my face. While I've just put my primer on, my next question that I have is from Courtney, and she said, what is the best primer? Now for me, I've tried a lot of primers. Drugstore wise, I think Revolution is up there with like one of the best primers I've ever used. Elf is also quite good. They do a, I think it's like a blurring one, and it's in like a pink, it looks pink but it comes out clear. That's amazing, that's quite cheap and affordable. But if you're looking for something more high-end, I would probably go for the Hangover Cure one by Too Faced. It makes your skin look amazing, like amazing. So my next question is from Natalie, and she asked, do you do your eyebrows first or your foundation first? To be honest, I don't actually think I have a set way of doing my makeup yet. I feel like I'll probably find my way. I think it's all according, because if I'm going to be using a lot of product on my eyes, I don't want it to drop onto my foundation, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Yeah, like I don't want fallout to go and it's just gonna ruin it, and yeah, it just looks ridiculous. So that's what I do. Now I got asked two very similar questions. One was from Alea and one was from Alice, and they asked me what is my favourite palette at the moment and what brands of eyeshadow do I go for. For me personally, brand wise, Morphe is knocking it out of the park. I think that they do some amazing colours, and their palettes, like they have like a range of different ones. I have the Social Butterfly palette, I also have a contour palette, I've got the James Charles Morphe palette, and yeah, I just think that Morphe is knocking it out of the park. My favourite makeup palette at the moment, it's really difficult for me to say because I've had the James Charles palette now for about 3 or 4 months and it's been my go-to. However, I just bought myself the Me, Myself and Mitchell palette. It's this gorgeous rainbow, like it's just insane, and the colours in this, bitch. So this has been like something that I've been playing with a lot recently. So at the moment I would probably say that this is my favourite at the moment, just because it's new, and I think when you get something new you like to play with it, and yeah, that's what I've been doing recently. So, but James Charles, girl, my baby. So yeah, these are my two faves. But what I like about both of these palettes is the fact that they both have neutral colours in too. So if you're not like too confident with playing with colours, like it gives you a chance to buy them, and then if you want to dip into colours, they're there. But if you don't want to, you still have your neutrals. So for me, that's like a really good selling point for these for me. So what I'm going to do today is a rainbow look that I did over on my Instagram. Without further ado, I'm going to jump into the eyeshadow. So the first colour that I'm going to go in with is this yellow from the James Charles palette. I believe this is called B, and I'm just going to take this and I'm going to pop it into the inner corners of my eye and just blend that colour out. Once that's all in my inner corner, I'm going to take this little brush here and I'm just going to dip into the Manchester colour on the Emma Mitchell palette, and I'm going to take this and I'm just going to blend out that yellow that I've just put into the inner corner. Now once that yellow is in the inner corner of my eye, I'm going to go ahead and take the orange colour from my James Charles palette, which is this one just here, and I'm going to take a fluffy brush. I'm just going to go ahead and dip that into there, and then I'm going to blend this on the outer corner, not the outer corner, in the middle, but like next to the one I've just, you know, you get my point. I'm trying to hold too many things at once. Tanya, get a grip. Honestly, are you alright, hun? Now once the orange is blended out, I'm going to go in with a red. So I'm just going to take this colour, it's called Mama Mad, and it's from my Mama Mitchell palette, And I'm just going to take this and run that through the outer corner of my eye and blend that into my orange. Now once I've applied this red, as you can see I've flicked it upwards in the outer corner. That's just to give my eye a bit more definition. Then I'm going to jump in with a purple. So I'm going to use two different purples today. I'm going to use this purple from my James Charles palette, Morgan from the Mama Mitchell palette, and I'm just going to blend these two into the outer corner of my eye and down into the middle. So as you can see I've left a gap on my eyelid. That's going to be where my cut crease is going to go, and then I'm going to add some colours to that as well. So yeah, I'm just going to jump in with another fluffy brush like this one, and I'm just going to go ahead and pack that colour onto there. Now once I've just added that on, obviously at the moment it's not blended, I'm going to use the other colour, which is Morgan from my Mama Mitchell palette, to just blend this out. So I'm just going to go ahead and dip into this with the same brush, but I'm just going to blend it out more on the edges. So now that colour is all on my eye, I know it looks quite harsh at the moment, don't worry, I am going to blend it out. I am just going to take this fluffy brush again and dip into the red that I used last time, which is the Mama Mad, and I'm just going to blend this through that colour. Now that I've just blended that red out, I'm going to go ahead and take the orange and the yellow and I'm going to blend that out as well. So I'm basically worked this way and then I'm working backwards. I know this probably doesn't work for everyone, but this is just what works for me and what I know to do. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do now. So now that that's all done, as you can see I've got like a gradient effect on my eye, at least I think so. It might look absolutely rubbish to you guys, but it looks alright to me. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is cut my crease. This for me is quite difficult because I have hooded eyes, but I've just found a way to do it. So what I actually do is try and leave my eye as open as possible so I know that I can see the crease when my eye is open. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. The way that I do that is I just use a flat-ended brush like this, and I'm going to go ahead with my conceal and define. I'm just going to pop that product onto the back of my hand like so, and I'm just going to go and dip this. I'm not going to make it too dark because I do want it to be quite light coloured, just so my product can go over the top of it, but I'm just going to go ahead and cut my crease with this. So now that I've cut my full crease, I know it's a little bit messy at the moment, I am just going to go ahead and blend the colours over the top, just so it doesn't look as harsh as it does at the moment. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a really light purple and I'm just going to take a packer brush, which is just one of these. I'm going to use the Miles High from the Mama Mitchell palette. I'm going to take some of this purple. I'm just going to pop this just outside of the corner, just here underneath the dark purple. So once I've gone ahead and popped that into the outer corner, I'm then going to go in with a pink. Again, I'm just going to use this packer brush just because it's easier to get precision. And I'm just going to go in with this pink from the Mama Mitchell palette called Morning Glory. I'm just going to use this. Again, just packing onto the outer corner of my eye, just here. Once I've popped that pink on, I'm then going to go in with a shade that I absolutely adore from this Mama Mitchell palette, which is the shade Marine. Now it is quite flaky, which is fine, but I do use my finger to pop this on to my inner corner. So I'm just going to take this. It's a really like shimmery, gorgeous shade. I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to apply it to the inner corner. My concealer is still quite tacky, so hopefully it should stick. That is such a gorgeous, gorgeous, like, oh, shimmer shade. It's amazing. Then I'm going to go back in with an angled fluffy brush and I'm going to make sure that all these colours blend into that shimmer shade. I am going to do this on this eye off camera, and then I'm going to pop back and do my base, and then I'm going to add the colours because obviously I need to conceal the underneath of my eyes, so I need to pop the colours on after I've concealed. I know that I'm doing this in a really weird order, but just bear with me. So I just went ahead and did the other eye off camera, and now I'm just going to jump into my face, I guess. So I've primed my face already. That's been sitting on my face for a while now. I'm just going to go in with this Revolution Conceal and Define in shade F5.5. Now this shade is quite dark, can't lie. I ordered it offline, didn't know what colour it was going to be when it came, and it turned out to be a pretty dark colour. But that being said, it's not dark to the point where it makes me look ridiculous. So all I do is I pop this on and then I blend it with my Maybelline Fit Me, which is this one in the shade 101. I love this foundation, I can't lie. It comes with like a big doe foot. So I'm going to take this and I apply this all over my face in little dots. I know that looks absolutely ridiculous. And then all I do is take some of my Maybelline Fit Me on the back of my hand, just like the tiniest bit. I use the doe foot from this one and I just pick up that product. I don't know if this is looking too professional right now, but I'm not a professional, so that's fine. Now I'm going to take a damp beauty blender. It is already damp, but I am going to spray it to just dampen it a little bit more with my Glass Glow Primer Fixing Spray from Revolution. Now once I've gone ahead and popped that on, I know at the moment I'm looking very ghost, which is probably isn't the best. I'm going to go ahead with my Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I'm just going to pop this just under my eyes, just here. 3 little dots, just one on my forehead and one on my chin and just down my nose. And I'm going to go ahead and blend this out as I normally would. Now what I'm going to do is set that with my Revolution powder. This is just the translucent loose setting powder, and I'm just going to go ahead and dust that onto where I've put my concealer. And now that's done, I am going to go ahead and finish off my eye look by popping blue and greens on. So the first colour that I'm going to use is this dark blue shade from the James Giles palette, which I believe is called Cola. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to pack that with one of these little packer brushes onto the outer corner of my bottom lash line. Once I've done that one, I'm then going to go and pop on a lighter blue, which I'm going to use the shade Mist from the Mama Mitchell palette, and I'm going to ahead pop that on to just below in the middle. Once I pop that colour on, I'm then going to go in with a light green. So the green that I'm going to use today is Shmoney, which is this shade from the Mama Mitchell palette, and I'm going to go ahead and pop that into the inner corner where the yellow starts from my upper lid. So once those colours are all underneath, I'm going to go ahead and do that on this opposite eye, and then I will be back. And now that those colours are all underneath my eye, I'm going to go in with my eyebrows, which brings me to my next question, which is how do I do my brows? I am not the best at brows. I am not going to lie to you. I just hope for the best when I do them. However, I am going to try and talk you through how I do them. So what I do is I use a pomade. This is from Primark. It's in the shade dark brown and it was £2.50 and I believe that they still have it. Obviously we can't get it at the moment because we're in quarantine. I draw my outer tail first, so I go ahead and just make sure, I mean my eyebrows are so bad at the moment because they really need threading, but I just go ahead and pop this on to here, make sure my arch is done first, going down to my tail, and then I'll kind of just like clean it up as I go, I guess. And then once that's all done, I know that took me literally 2 seconds. I understand that that was really fast. I'm sorry. What I do is just with the excess products that I've got on the brush, I just take that in to the inner parts. So I just bring that in and I just kind of like brush it through. And then with the spoolie end, I just brush the inner corner up like this, and then I brush this outwards, and then I kind of just blend them in like this. And then if I do want to, sometimes I do tend to just go in with the little pointy end of this flat angled brush, and I do just like add some little brush strokes at the end, just to make them look a bit more fluffy. And that's how I do my brow. I'm gonna just do the other one and then I'll jump back in. Now that I've done both of my brows, I'm going to jump in with a brow gel. So I just use this clear brow gel from Barry M. It's in a little see-through little tube. You can use the coloured one. I don't necessarily like using the coloured ones just because if I go wrong, they're really hard to correct. But I just go ahead with this and then just brush this through my brows. Like so. That's probably the worst tutorial you have ever seen for brows in your life, but that's okay because it's fine. Now, as you can tell, obviously my eyes aren't finished. Normally I would pop on a lash and some eyeliner. I am going to do my eyeliner, but I'm not going to put a lash on today just because the ones that I've got are absolutely rubbish. So all I'm going to do is go in with my liquid eyeliner. This is one that I got out of Glossy Box. I don't actually know what this is called. It's got like a little stampy bit on the end which I never use, which brings me actually to my next question, which is from Mia, and she says, how do you do your eyeliner wing and make it look good every day? I can't lie to you, sometimes my eyeliner is the most crooked thing in the world, but as like my eyebrows, they are sisters, not twins. So again, because I have hooded eyes, I do this a particular way. I've just kind of like mastered how to do it, but all I would say is just like have a play and just see what happens. If they go wrong, then they go wrong, but just keep on trying. So I'm just going to take this, and all I do is I draw a line from my bottom waterline and I go up in a straight line like so. Just up in a straight line. I know that like obviously my eyeshadow is there, so it's not the greatest to see, but I go up in a straight line like this, and then I could just go ahead and draw my usual liner, and then I join from like the middle of that line and I just go in and join it up, and that's how I tend to do it really. As I say, these are just things that work for me, so it doesn't necessarily mean they'll work for everyone. I think when you get to know your own face really well, just by playing with makeup and stuff, like it does just come to you, and you will get better at it. So yeah, I'd just have a play really. Okay guys, so that is my look all complete. I just went ahead and popped some mascara on, which are my two faves, my PS mascara from Primark and this little one that came in my Glossy Box. I also popped on some bronzer and some blush. This was my bronzer. It's the Lottie Tan Time bronzer in the shade medium dark. And also my blush was the Maxi Blush from Rimmel in the shade Third Base. And I just went and popped on a highlighter, which is the Ring Light shade from my James Charles palette. And yeah, overall I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm just going to answer my last few questions. So one of my questions was, what inspires your creativity in makeup? For me, it's me to tell the little boys in the world that play with makeup that it's okay to play with makeup. That came from Keo. He also said collab. Of course, collab pending. Oh yeah, we got a treat for you in the future. Hopefully he is an amazing makeup artist and you'll see, guys. Apart from that though, what inspires me creatively, I think just seeing other people's take on things is really exciting, and it makes me want to play with makeup. I think being around people that like are so amazing at makeup for a lot of my life, I just got very into it. And yeah, that's what inspires my creativity, seeing other people's looks and being inspired by them. And yeah, just trying new things out and getting creative with colours, really. That would be my go-to. And my last question was from Mirren, and she said, with the type of work that we do, what is your nighttime routine to keep your face healthy and your skin healthy? So for me, once I decide to take this off, which is tonight, I would go ahead and just use micellar water and cotton pads. I would take as much makeup off as I can. I'd then go in with my cleansing balm and pop that all over my face to take off any excess makeup. I'd then use a cleanser, then I would tone, and then I would moisturise. So that is what I do on an everyday basis. So I'd also use this, which is the watermelon lip scrub from Barry M. Where's the label? There it is. And it's amazing for dry lips. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this look, guys. That is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please send me your looks if you try this out, and yeah, hope everyone has the best day ever. Mwah!